With World War II, of course, a lot of women took on jobs that they had never taken on before. And since World War II, we've seen an increasing and growing number of women working in the United States and around the world. And I think the shakeup is happening right now.
Hey, Cam, how you doing, sir?
All right, how's it going, David?
Good, good.
Man, that's NZD, JPY. Wow. When you take your eye off what's going on, man, you suffer and miss out, don't you?
You miss out big time. Yeah.
Wow. You know how many pips that is, man, from when your
Oh.
buy signal came on to where it is now?
Oh, yeah, that's 1 week.
Wow.
Yeah, that's 1 week. Yeah, that's 1 week.
Because NZD, JPY, NZD, USD, I trade that a lot.
You
A whole
do?
lot. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we had a nice move in the yen pairs. We'll wait a few minutes here, Cam.
All right. We can wait 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I got time. Only thing I'm gonna do today is look at charts for the week, look at earnings, and look at currency pairs. That's all I'm gonna do.
Okay, good. Okay, perfect.
All right.
Hey, sir, Talag, how you doing?
Hi guys, hi David.
Going.
Are you back in the US?
Yep, I'm back in the US.
Awesome, awesome.
Where'd you go?
I was in India.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I say don't go to Lebanon, man. They don't have electricity there, man.
Oh, is that right? Is that what's going on right now?
Yeah, they their first day for about a week, 2 weeks, they only had 1 hour of electricity a day, and now that's gone, man.
Oh, real? What's going on there?
They don't have any fuel. And they
Oh.
don't have any fuel because the government can't afford to buy it. And the government can't afford to buy it because their currency collapsed. Yeah, the currency is only like 3%. It's only like you only getting like 3% on the dollar. And when you
Oh
go
my
to the
gosh,
bank,
that's nothing.
yeah, when you go to the bank, matter of fact, when you go to the banks are like locked up and closed down and boarded up. Yeah.
How long's this been going on?
This has been going on now for almost a year now.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess with the pandemic, that hasn't been making headlines front line and center because that's
Yeah,
huge.
and you know the big thing too is they had that big explosion at that what do you call it, a big storage facility that they were storing grain and all that kind of stuff in. And
that I remember. Yes,
yeah,
I
it
remember
blew
that.
up. Yeah, that. And after that, they had the conflict with Israel, and missiles was going back and forth.
Mhm.
And I think because they have economic problems with corruption within their government, that one facility exploding, and the missiles going back and forth, the conflict with Israel, and you throw in the pandemic, that's it, man.
You're right. What a disaster. Oh my gosh. I didn't know that about the currency though.
Yeah, I looked at a video once, guy, probably 2 or 3 months ago,
Uh-huh.
and he wanted to make a deposit in the bank, and the bank told him we only accept US dollars. That's it. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Hey, Brian.
David, how you doing?
Good, buddy. Welcome, welcome.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
All right. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get started because we have only 30 minutes. I want us to get to this information here. So Forex, right? We're going to spend a little time on Forex and then on cryptos. So if you guys remember from last week, what did we talk about? We talked about the trending pairs, right? So
You said New Zealand. In fact, I on my thing, I got into the New Zealand thing too, and you're correct. New Zealand was trending.
yeah, so New Zealand, But you remember we talked about this, guys? This is the top trending pairs, right?
Oh, yeah, the Japanese
Yeah.
yen.
Yeah, the Japanese yen, but you guys remember last week which pairs we talked about?
Was it the
Which-
CAD?
The CAD, absolutely, right? So the CAD were leading last week, right? So the CAD, most of the CAD pairs were all up in this area here, right? So the CAD fell down a bit, but what's leading now?
Japanese yen.
The yen pairs, guys, the yen pairs, right? The yen pairs. So let's take a look at the CAD. So let's take a look at the CAD pair. So here's CAD yen. Here's dollar CAD, right? Those were trending down. Euro CAD, right? Still trending down. But guess what? The leading pairs now are definitely the yen pairs. USD TRY is still in there. We've been trading that for a while. But the big move are the yen pairs. If you guys look here, did someone have a question? Okay, so if you look here, Swiss yen is number one. That wasn't the case last week, right? CAD yen, Aussie yen, pound yen, New Zealand yen, Euro yen. Guys, they're all right in there. Those are the top leaders. So that's where money is going. All right, that's where money is going. These are big, huge moves, guys. These are big moves. We should be all over these. Kim was saying just a few minutes ago that these are a ton of pips. It's a lot of pips. It's a lot of pips here. All right, I'm going to bring this over. Let's bring this over here.
I haven't done my math on that, but I'm going to do it in just a bit when we finish. I bet you that move from that buy signal to where we are right now, with the way that I trade, with the leverage that I trade in the account that I trade, I bet you I could have made over 25 grand last week just trading that alone.
I mean, yeah, depending on what you trade, yeah, your capital that you're trading, absolutely. But these are perfect trades, right? So the yen pairs here, that's blue, all blue, so we know that they're up, right? But here they are right here. These are the leaders. These are the leaders. So we should be in these pairs, guys, in these pairs. If we're not in these pairs, guess what? We're missing out. Okay. These are big runs here. So the yen pairs, they're still leading, right? So going into this week here, we should be holding. Just hold. Here was our buy signal here. This is almost 300 pips. So if you want an easy math, 300%. Okay, so from here, this buy signal here, okay, all the way here is about 300 pips. Pound yen is the biggest mover, right? So pound yen from here, 152 to here, okay, 157, that's about 500 pips. Roughly 500% profit. That's 1 week. A little over a week. All right. So if we look at who is in this? Who are you guys in any of these pairs?
I'm John.
NZD, USD for me.
Okay, you're
Yeah,
in
that's
this.
what I'm in too.
Okay. Anyone else? Joe, are you in any of these?
No, not yet. Think I'm gonna check it out now and I may go.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I just got into the Swiss franc yen right now after this, but about a minute ago.
You got in now
Yeah,
on the Swiss yen?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is it too late?
Yeah.
It's way too late.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if we wanted, okay, so guys, okay, let's take a look at this, right? So if we wanted to get in, if we wanted, and we'll use this as a good example. So let's say Swiss yen has moved, right? Like it has here. And
Yeah.
we wanted to get in. Where can we get in? If we've missed the buy signal, if we've missed this run up, when is the next area or zone we can get in, jump on this trade?
And the next consolidation zone.
The next consolidation zone, right? So at the next consolidation zone, we would get what? Support and resistance, right?
It'd have to be yellow, right?
It doesn't have, ideally, yes. Ideally, we want a yellow support and resistance. Purple support and resistance, that's more risky, right? Because we've got lower lows and lower highs. Okay, so if you wanted to get, let's do this. Let's find if we wanted to, because we have several pairs here. So if we wanted to get a move, take a move on the yen pairs, let's see on which pair we could get in on. Okay, so here would be an opportunity here, right? So we've got support and resistance here, yellow support and resistance.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Okay. So there are two areas we could get in, right? Where can we get in? If we're looking to get into this pair, we know we've missed a lot of the move here, right? But let's say we still want to get in and capture the run in the yen. Where else can we get in?
Well, like now, right? When it comes down to that support line.
So it can come down to that support line. And then what we would want is a bounce of that support line, okay? A bounce of that support line. Where is another area we can enter this trade?
I would say if it touches the moving average, the green line, if it comes down that far and you see it start bouncing off that, yeah.
Okay,
Right
so
down there, yeah.
okay, so down here, hopefully this moving average, guys, will come up.
It's going to be coming up. Yeah, so it's not going to be at the point where it is right now at the 131.427. It'll be a higher number.
Exactly. So what we would want to do is we wanted to hold support, even if it breaks support a bit, that's no big deal, but hold support, have that moving average come up, okay? And then we want some buy-in. So we want to see candles, new candles coming in and then moving to the upside. Very good. What's another area we can enter?
Right there, when it breaks resistance at the top.
Absolutely. So when it breaks resistance, but then close, we want to close. So we want the price, the candle to close above this resistance. That gives us confidence that the buyers are in and they're buying above this resistance here, and then we can get in. Okay. So ideally, we want anywhere in here, ideally. But if we've missed it, we want to wait. We want to be patient. Get new support and resistance lines, ideally yellow support and resistance. Okay, if price moves towards that moving average, what we like to see, let's see if I can find an example here, is you see here, see how price came down, held the support right here and kept moving up like this. So this is kind of what we want. Okay, so this is an area here to buy, right at this support here. And as Cam mentioned, right at that moving average, it came touch this moving average here, but then we need confirmation. So we need to know that, hey, it held support and now new buying is coming in. And then this is perhaps this is risky. This can be risky here because it could break support. This is not as risky here. So you see this candle here, where it gets above this resistance and closes. It closed above this resistance. That's pretty good. Okay, and we can do that all the way up, guys, as it gets new support and resistance. Just know that as price moves higher, guess what? It gets riskier and riskier. Okay, because the trend, okay, ideally we want to buy this or buy first position here. We can scale up and keep adding, but just know that if If we don't enter here on this buy signal and we enter in this area here, it becomes a lot riskier. We've missed a lot of this move here. Okay, so your Swiss yen position, that's ran up quite a bit.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay, so just remember that. If it's gone up this far, you know, don't chase it.
Okay,
Yeah, don't chase it. Let it go. Just let it, you know, we'll have more opportunities to trade. Okay. But the lesson here is this, guys. The lesson here is this. In 1 week, right? Basically 1 week, 10 days, this is a nice move. So we've got to be on top of these moves. Yeah, we've got to be absolutely on top of what's moving. Okay, otherwise we'll miss it, right? And if we were to get in 2 or 3 of these positions here with a decent amount of capital, I mean that could make our month. Okay, that can make our month here.
what, speaking of that, which, the capital you're talking about, like, I'm still getting started, so I'm learning on this forex.com or that on the app, and there's not much margin in there, and that's why it's good. But is everybody using Hugo's Way? Is that what,
Most of the traders use Hugo's Way.
what's the reason for that? Just curious. I mean, that's my next step.
Well, it's going to give you more leverage. So forex.com is going to give you 50-to-1 leverage. Okay. Hugo's Way is going to give you up to 500-to-1 leverage. So just think 10 times your trading ability.
Okay. And that's because it's not in the United States? Is that the reason why?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit riskier because it's not regulated. I recommend the forex.com. And with forex.com, because leverage will work for you and work against you too, right? So if the trade goes in your favor and you've got leverage, right? That's really good. But if it goes against you, that's not good either. Okay, so personally, my personal preference is forex.com. Just increase your capital.
Okay.
Yeah, just increase your build your account where you've got a good size capital. Okay.
Okay.
But then you have to know the system, understand what's happening, and take good trades. So start small and then just build from there.
Okay. No, because I remember you saying Hugo's Way, and then I did the account confirmation and all that, and I think they contacted me from like Malta or something like that
Yeah.
to do the know your client and all that, know your customer. But yeah, so yeah, I was just wondering the reason why. That's my next thing, was to go to Hugo's Way, just because you'd recommended that before, and it seems like other people were using that too. I was just wondering why Hugo's Way. And I mean, there's so many of them out there.
Simply because of the leverage.
Okay.
Yeah, simply because of the leverage. Okay, so what would if we are so we know that the yen pairs are the top trending pairs right now. So the yen pairs and the Turkish pairs, right? But I really like the yen pairs. So we got the 2 Turkish pairs right here, right? So they're moving up nicely also. Okay, so what would be our game plan going into the week? So it's Sunday, market just opened at 5 p.m. What would be our game plan for the week in Forex?
I would say if you're in any of those Japanese yen pairs to hold, there is no sell signal right now. There is no reversal signals. There's in almost every case, it's not even a consolidation. So I would say if you're in any of the those yen pairs that you brought up, to stick with it. If you're in that Turkish pair, to stick with that. There's no consolidation at all. So I would say stay long.
Stay long, okay.
Yeah, and I would say on a lot of these that have run really quite a bit, I wouldn't necessarily be entering a position in those.
Okay. And if we're in those positions already, what can we do in addition to holding the positions? What can we do if we're in them already? We can add, right? So we can scale up, right?
But aren't you supposed to wait for it to break resistance before you add to it?
Absolutely. So if we're in the trade, so let's say, for instance, we'll take this one, for example. Let's say we bought here, right, at our buy signal here on a break of this resistance, right? So we're right here. We should be looking to add to that position. Okay, every time, let's see if I can find a better example here. Every time, so we would have added. If I'm in it, if we in it, guys, add here. Don't add here. If we in it, right? If you in it, right? It's you bought here, right? On the buy signal, it's now giving us new support and resistance lines. They're yellow. That's powerful. Just wait. You're in the money already. Just buy here. Close or buy here. As it keeps going up, gives you new support and resistance. Keep buying. And what we want to do is we want to take the profits. Take the profits, right? Take the profits here. Reinvest. Take the profits. Reinvest. And now we're using the broker's capital to build our position. Okay. So we don't want to just leave it and let it sit, right? We want to build it. So here, it was our buy signal here, okay? Let's say you got in here and it broke resistance here. You can buy here again. That's two positions here. Okay, it ran up to here, new support and resistance, another buy here. That's three positions. Now you've got three positions working for you. Here, we would wait here. Let it break. We want nice confirmation. So we want to break and a close above this resistance here. Now we take that trade. Now we've got four positions in working for us. Just think of each position like an employee working for us, right? Building, building, building. Okay, we get a purpose support and resistance. If we get a purpose support and resistance, then we know we've got to be cautious, right? That price is changing, the trend is changing, kind of like this. We got purpose support and resistance. So we can start taking profits, right? We can start taking profits because now we're getting lower lows and lower highs. The trend is turning, okay? The trend is turning, right? So as long as we've got yellow support and resistance, we can keep adding. We get a purpose support and resistance. We just need to be careful. A white candle, if a white candle comes in like this, I would go ahead and I would say close most of your positions. You might leave one position on the table just to see. Once we get a white arrow here, that's our sell signal, close the balance of the position. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
So here, if we're in this trade, we should be looking to add, as long as the trend is intact, which it is. So the yen pairs, again, are the most trending pairs. They're the top leaders. So we shouldn't focus on any of these guys. None of these pairs here, we should not focus on. We need to be right. We stay with these pairs because guess what? They might run up for another 2 weeks. Who knows, right? Right. So we just stay with them. Crypto, let's take a quick look at crypto. Here is Bitcoin here on the 240. Okay, so same thing here. Here's a good example here. We got a purpose support and resistance, a white candle here. So if we had bought here, we could have trimmed positions here, but guess what? It retraced. Okay, caught that resistance here. So we could have added again and continue. Okay, same thing for Litecoin. Okay, if we bought here, guys, this is a good example here. So Litecoin right here, let's say we bought here on the break of resistance, okay, and the price gap down. So it's right now, it's right here. Yeah, right here. What would you do with this trade?
If I was in that one, I would stay in right now because it's still haven't broke below support. So even though it did gap down, I would stay in right now if I'm already in. If I got in on your buy signal on the right where that blue arrow is,
Right here?
yeah,
Okay.
I would still stay in.
All right, anyone else? Okay, so absolutely, that's exactly what we need to do here. Okay. All right. So Bitcoin is perhaps the best mover right now, okay, of the majors that we watch for cryptos. Let's take a look at the shorts here. Anything happening to the shorts? What you guys want to do, kind of just go through these. Although we are trading the yen pairs, right? We are trading the yen pairs. We can always just kind of glance at these to see what's happening here. So let's go to a short signal. Okay, so a short signal here. You guys notice anything here on the short side? Anything you guys notice here as we go through these pairs here?
Yeah, there's a trend reversal, right? The trend is starting to go down. There's sell signals in there.
There's sell signals in there. That's starting to trend a bit, right? But what do you guys notice? What do you notice?
I mean, the white candles or?
And this is good to know because this will give you confirmation that, hey, the yen pairs, that's really where we need to be, right? Okay, it's all about confirmation. So look here, guys. If you look down here, see all these dollar pairs here, dollar pairs here, dollar pair here, right? What are they doing here?
Trending down.
They're trending down, but what else? What else are they doing? We have a few up here, but what the majority there, what at 24, 20, 21, right? So what are they doing? They're not consolidated like these here, right? But they're not trending either. They're like almost near breakout, right? They're starting to break out. Remember 20, 22, these early 20s, they're near the buy signal, right? So they're really not trending. They're just starting to trend, right? We know, so follow me. We know that if it's these numbers, these here are trending, the yen pairs are trending, right? So what are these doing down here? What are the dollar pairs doing down here? What are they doing?
Just in consolidation.
They're consolidating, right? So although they've got although they've got sell short signals here, they're consolidating. They haven't started to trend yet. Okay. So the reason I bring this up is this, right? So we know that these are trending, although they're down, they're solid down, right? Most of the pairs are down. They're not trending yet, right? So they're not up in this area here yet. Okay. So and I say that to say that if any of these pairs down in this area here, okay, we've had traders where, hey, you know, things are trending up here, but then they might be in a symbol that it's in this area here, That's what we don't want to do because they're just not ready yet. That makes sense?
Mhm.
Yeah, so this is where the money is. This is where all the money flow is going to, right? All the flow is going right in this area here. So that's where we want to be. Okay, we can take the euro, also the euro pairs. Right here, that's a bit better. So there are little more trends in the euro pairs here, but the money is right here. That's where the money is right here. And when it stops, right, at some point, these pairs here will consolidate, right? Consolidate and then go into what phase, guys? What phase? What's the next phase?
Trending,
What phase?
trending.
Trending is trending now. We're in the markup phase, right?
Mhm.
So we're in the markup phase, so we should be buying. What's the next phase that we can anticipate?
Redistribution,
Distribution, right?
distribution.
Distribution, and then redistribution, which is also the markdown phase. So just remember on this side here, this is markup, accumulation, markup. We should be buying. Then this area here, once it gets into, we get a sell signal, and it's good to just follow the process, right? So that we know what to anticipate next. Okay, so the yen pairs are doing this, they're trending up. The next phase will be distribution, markdown, okay, markdown. So we're gonna go from markup, distribution, markdown. Every time it breaks support, redistribution. And that's good to know. So now we've got clear, I mean, this is a clear trend. We do not have any distribution in sight currently. We're not in any markdown phase, right? So we shouldn't be shorting this at all. Right? We shouldn't be shorting this. We should be long. Any questions, guys? Any questions for me?
So is this on a daily timing?
No, Joe, this is a 240.
Okay, 240. Okay.
Yeah, so we changed from a daily to a 240.
Mhm.
So the cool thing about this, the 240, okay, you guys will notice if the trend holds, right? These moves on the 240, they could last almost a month. Okay, so we're about I would say, let's see here. Let's see, the 8th, about a week and 2 weeks, little less than 2 weeks in. So if the trend holds, we could be in this for another 2 weeks. So if they're up 200-300 pips now, I think pound yen is up 500 pips. If they run and they look really strong to run, let's say they run another week and a half, I mean, could be looking at about 800 pips, a lot of pips. Because on the 240 will absolutely hold the trend. If they're trending, the 240 will hold the trend and maximize that trend for us. So here is a good example. Let's see here. Let me try pound. No, the yen pairs just started. Let's look at CAD. I think it was CAD. Which one was it? Yeah, this was, let's take a look at the short. CAD. This was the last trade, the short. You remember, guys, we looked at this last week, right? The CAD pairs, right? So you saw the short signal here on New Zealand CAD. So that short came in right around 923, and then it got us out here at right around 10:15. Okay, that's what, almost 3 weeks. Okay, perfect trade. Perfect trade. Short on a break of support here. And guess what? Right here, back into accumulation, and now markup phase. Close the short position here. Right? And then let's take a look at the long side. What's it doing on the long side? Okay, give us a buy signal here on the long side. So the short side closed. Here is the short position closed, got out. This is perfect, absolutely perfect. Short, got out, now broke resistance right here. Same pair now. Give us a buy signal here, and now we're going up. Okay, we wouldn't take this trade. I mean, you could, but here's the money right here. But if you wanted to stay in these and then build. So you were talking about the, rather than that Swiss yen position that you wanted to take, Talak,
Yeah.
you could get into here. Here's a better trade here for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because it's
Yeah.
just still in the beginning.
It's still in the beginning, and guess what? It's New Zealand CAD. That whole New Zealand group is moving up. Okay, so they're moving
yeah.
up. Okay, so here is New Zealand dollar. That's moving up. It was a buy signal. It's all the way up here, right? New Zealand Swiss. Here's a buy signal here, moving up. Okay. So I wouldn't chase the yen pairs if you didn't get in from the buy signal, but then these are new positions here that are currently building and might be the next leaders. So we could see these be the next leaders right up here. And then usually the Aussie pairs will follow the New Zealand, the Kiwi pairs. See here, so nice buy signal. So this whole group kind of tend to go together. The Aussie, yen, and the Aussie, New Zealand, Aussie, Kiwi, New Zealand, and the yen pairs, they tend to kind of run together, right? And then the dollar and the euro pairs, and sometimes the pound pair kind of run together here. Okay, but that's where the money is right now. All right. Okay, guys. If that's it, if you guys have any other questions, we're gonna wrap up.
Hey, David,
Mhm.
tomorrow at 7, are you
Okay.
gonna go over your trades that you put on Friday, as far as your weekend trades? Are you gonna go over that?
Yeah, we'll go on those. We depending on if we close them. We'll only review them after we close them.
Okay, all right, we'll do.
Yeah. So we're I think those should perform well. We've got the VIX is coming down. The VIX came down really good on Friday. The Dow. I mean, look at this here. We got a nice break here of resistance on the Dow. On the S&P. So we should get follow through on the NASDAQ. So the market should hopefully be strong on Monday, tomorrow. And that should help our sniper alerts that we've got in. So I'm looking for, and you never know what the market will do, right? I don't know what the futures, I don't know if the futures are up yet. Let me take a quick look here. No, how the futures are not up yet, but yeah, we've been watching the indexes, and this is what we've been waiting for here. Let me go ahead now that we don't need this anymore. Let's see. Yeah, so if you look here on the Dow, I mean, we've got nice buying that came in on Thursday and Friday. This is it here. This resistance right here is what we're looking at. So if we can get past this resistance, which I think we could, I definitely think we can get past this. We're moving higher and we'll get a buy signal. Right. So once we get a buy signal, guys, if you want to add, if you want to, you still want to be careful, but if you want to, put a little more capital into the markets, that's when we want to do that, when we get a buy signal. Okay. S&P, let's get rid of this here. So far with sniper traders, we can start looking to, here is support here, which is previous support, which is now resistance. So we got past that and we'll look to test this resistance here. So the market looks much better than it's been. Yeah, so good for stocks. All right. Bitcoin on the daily. This is the daily on Bitcoin. Yeah, big move here. This is a big resistance here. I'm not really counting. Let's see here. I'm counting this resistance right here, right at 60,000. 60,000 is the big mark right here. Okay, so we kind of working through that area here. But I think Bitcoin is solid to probably get to 65 and perhaps even 70. Yeah, it looks really strong.
If it makes it past that all-time high right there, what's that about? Maybe 63 or so.
This is
right there.
This is 65.
65. Oh, okay. So if it breaks that all-time high, then it's good, right? It's then this, you don't know what's going to happen next.
Yeah. So this is, I don't count this. This is, that's not really resistance here. The real resistance is this level here. So if it can get past, if it can get past 60, I mean, it got above and now it's kind of retracing. It's staying right at it. It's at 60,000, right at 60,000 right here. I mean, it looks pretty strong. This is strong. I mean, this is very, very strong here. Okay. And this is an early move. So here was the break of resistance right here. Here was a break of resistance, buy signal right here on the daily, but we got in, remember, we got in on the 240, right at around 49,000. So let's take a quick look at the 240. Yeah, that's the 240 here, and that just looks really good, man. Looks really good. I mean, anything can happen, but it's holding nicely there.
Hey, David, I had drew a chart when we were in your class, and I had drew a chart of had a chart up of Bitcoin,
Okay.
and I had looked at the bottom range. This was a few months ago, and remember when Bitcoin bottomed and it started moving up, and we were in your class, and we had got a buy signal on Bitcoin, and
Yes.
it broke out of the current range that it was in. And I had drew a rectangular box of the trading range. And when we pulled back, we had one day, intraday, we broke that support by like 2 or 3 pennies, and it never looked back since then.
Yeah, it never looked back. That was on the daily. Was that the daily?
Daily chart, yeah. If you look at like a 6 month or about a 6 month daily chart, and
Was it right in here? No.
Yeah,
no.
right in there when we had that pullback, that was it. Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, that was right at about 40,
Why don't you go, why don't you draw a 1 year?
1 year.
Yeah, do a 1 year instead of 6 months. Or year to date even.
A year date.
Yeah, the 2 time frames that I'm looking at, far as I think that's when we were in your class. You see where you have those 2 purple lines?
Oh, okay. Let's see here. Down in here.
Yeah, where was it? Trying to think here. I got my thing in the way. I can't see here. Hang on a second.
What was the date?
It was a few months ago when we were in David's class, and when we're right in the class, we got the buy signal on. And when we got that buy signal, let me see if I can move this out of the way. There it goes. Yeah, when we got that that buy signal, we had broke out of a range, and then we had pulled back. But where we pulled back to, it was like right to support, like exactly. It was before September. I think it was back in like maybe even August or July.
Oh, okay. Let's do this. August. Okay, so right. Okay, yeah, we had strong support.
Yeah. Now you see right there in August where you got your blue buy signal.
Mm-hmm.
Right there in August, because we had sold off, and we were in your class when that buy signal came on.
Yeah, that was the first move. That was the first move, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Now you see we ran up, then you get the white candle, you get the white arrow at the top, and we came back down. You see where we came back down to?
Right here.
Right, if you look at those 2 red candles, if you look at the body of those candles, not the wick, and you correspond that to right where you got the top of the green candles on your first buy signal, the blue one, that corresponds almost exactly.
Oh yeah, so that's that resistance. You mean right here?
No, come down. Can you draw like a support line? The line that you just, yeah, you go, if you can do like a horizontal line. All right, now push it, bring it down some. Bring it down. Yeah, now bring it up to the body of that red candle that you're in, right where it's touching that right there. Right there is where I drew from there down is where I drew my box. And when I looked at that, I was like, man, that's like perfect. Like perfect when it comes to looking at where support is.
And you know why this is perfect, right? Because that's great, Cam. Because this here, guys, this week here, that's fluff. It doesn't mean anything. That's the actual close. Here is where it closed. Yeah. Here is where it closed. Here is where it closed. Okay. The weeks here really doesn't mean anything. Okay. We just does the body. That's a good catch there. Okay.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, wow. Yeah. You can tell the people that are trading Bitcoin, the big players, they're looking at charts, guys. Yeah, the big players in Bitcoin, they're looking at charts.
They're looking at charts and they're looking at the levels, right? They're looking at the levels here. That's why the close, if you look here, right? So here is resistance here, but the close, when this candle here closed above this resistance, that's when we got that buy signal right here. Right in here. Okay.
And I thought that was pretty amazing.
Okay, guys, that's it. Anything else?
Thank you, David, once again.
All right. See you guys tomorrow, okay?
Yes, thank
right.
you.
7 p.m. All right. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.